Why, yes. Yes, I am the ruler of the universe. Hey, hey, everybody. MntDewMania here, and welcome to my new universe. And when we get into this, you'll understand the little intro clip a little better, I think. If you are keeping up with me, and if you're here, that means you are, and thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. This is Friday. Friday is Rant Day, and we are in season 5 of Rant Day. I highly suggest you go back and watch some other rants. Some are very comical, some are very calm, some are very colorful, some are very chaotic. So there should be something there for you to enjoy. But in this season, we are on the letter G. If you're wondering why I'm not on Vox Populi, you're getting ready to find out. I try to keep anything controversial away from Vox, just out of respect for Latin and zombie. Okay, so why am I in a new Minecraft world? Just made it to prove, not to prove a point, but kind of support a point. Okay, we're on the letter G. Ready? G is for God. Uh-huh. Woo, I'm getting ready to step on some toes. I guarantee it. But just so we're all clear about what I'm talking about, definition of God, according to the Handy Dandy Dictionary, the one supreme being, the creator and ruler of the universe. Now, that's as far as we are getting in to any kind of religious applications of that word. Okay? I'm not talking religion. Okay? Before you start the hate and the lynching me, I'm not talking religion. I am talking about the concept of a God. Okay? Mystical versus science. Not religion, just the thought that some supreme creator of some kind made the universe, and not the scientific way, the Big Bang, and then over billions of years we have Earth. Okay, I'm talking just like in Minecraft, somebody decided they wanted a universe, and click, there it was. Okay, now don't like I said, we're not getting into religion, but you need to understand the concept of there being a God. All right? Most people, have had some exposure to a religion in their life. You grew up going to church. It doesn't matter what that religion is. I don't care if it's Hinduism, Buddhism, Catholic, Protestant, I don't care. Baptist, whatever. Okay? In your life, probably, you have had some, unless your parents are atheists or whoever raised you is atheist, there is some kind of religious something in your life. You've been to church, you've been to Sunday school, something. Okay? There are, if I did my research correctly, a lot of different sites kind of said different things. There are anywhere from 19 to 22 major world religions. Okay? Now, that's just, I'm assuming, the ones that are recognized. Okay? I don't think they really count them. If I understood what I read correctly, it's not like an official religion unless there's so many people following it. I think 100,000 one site said. I'm not really sure if that's like, I mean, is that a thing? Is that the number you need? To be a religion, to believe in whatever God you believe in. It sounds like a even number. I mean, but out of these 19 to 22 major world religions, there is a total of 270 large religious groups and many smaller ones that have branched off and branched off and branched off. Okay? No one is sure, and to go along with this, um, therefore, I mean, no one is sure how many gods are still worshipped in our modern time. Okay? But the list, believe it or not, with all those religions, is probably no fewer than 24 major gods and maybe about 100 or so minor deities and spirits. Okay? Um, so that's, I mean, 24 major gods. Now, we all have, if you're into any kind of religion, you have a kind of a learned concept of what your God is. Okay, based on your religion. All right, you've been taught that your God, does this, 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 and this, and He has laid down these rules, and this is what you follow. Okay, and it's it amazes me that, I mean, you can argue religion or God and science till to the end of time, and people are not going to agree. Scientific people are always going to be scientific. Religious people are always going to be religious. That's just, we are who we are. You're not going to make them meet in the middle. Uh, that's just, there have been um, more wars in our history, and it's not that long, people. Human race is not that old. There have been more wars fought in the name of a god, and more people have died in the name of a god, than any other reason. Money, land acquisition. I don't like your country because you wouldn't let me marry your daughter. Whatever. More people have died in the name of a god than any other reason on this planet. That's the truth. So, I guess the question is, if it's such a horrible thing, then why do people believe in a god? Do you believe in a god because you were taught to do that? I mean, you were raised a certain religion and that's why you do it? Um, Now, a lot of people go to the scientific side, okay? Quote from Jodie Foster: I cannot believe in God when there is no scientific evidence for the existence of a supreme being and creator. A lot of people believe this. They just, if there is not, I mean, even if they're not in the science fields, or they're not in the science, they're not a scientist, people will argue, if I cannot touch it, feel it, see it, experience it, look at it, it is not real. That's just, I mean, they need concrete facts. I can see that house, it's real. I can see those trees, they are real. I can touch them, I can manipulate them, I can do stuff with them. The grass is real, the flowers are real, the water is real. I see it. I can come in contact with it. I think that's where a lot of people have trouble with a god. It's some supreme being somewhere in the universe looking down on us, you know, and we can't imagine it. We can't. Well, there's no reference, so we don't know how to believe in it. Okay. Voltaire said, "If there was no God, it would be necessary to invent him." Now, I don't know how to feel about that. On the one hand, I totally understand that statement. Um, I do. I really do. I understand that. If, let's say, way back in the day, 10,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, people are just getting chaotic and crazy. I mean, so you want to bring your group of people out of danger, and you want them to be, you don't want to be just fighting all the time and acting stupid and acting crazy. So what do you do? Um, Easy. I mean, hey, there was this light, and I mean, it told me to do these things, and I think we better listen to it. And if you are an upstanding member of this community, people are going to go, well, he wouldn't lie. I mean, maybe he did see these visions. Maybe he saw these things. Maybe he saw this God. So, I mean, what are we supposed to do? Well, I mean, maybe, if he wants us to be kind and love each other and respect each other and honor, I guess we better do it. You know, that's the kind of person I want to be. I want to be this wonderful person that loves my family and loves my, honors this. And so people join in. And when a bunch of people join in together and believe in one thing, boom, you have a religion. You have a God to believe in. So there's always been this fascinating battle that has went on between religion and science that says, it took four billion years, to get the planet where it is, and there was, water probably came in on comets is one theory, and this life happened. The universe found a way. It made it happen, and there was a cell, and then there was another cell, and then there was, multiple complex cells, and then complex creatures, and then dinosaurs, and then here we are. And that took billions of years to do. Other people say, well, no, it took 7 days. And there was this God, and he said, click, 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 and there was light, and snap your fingers, and there it is. And there's no meeting in the middle with these two groups. There is either a God or there is not, whatever God you believe in. Okay? My question is, okay, I think there is a meeting in the middle. If you believe in a God, and you say, well, God created the earth in 7 days. Science people say it took 4 billion years. There's no supreme being anywhere in the universe that, snapped his fingers and said, oh, let there be light. My question is, okay, yeah, but why are you putting man-made names on a scientific thing? How do you know the first day was 24 hours? The first day on Earth could have been 100 million years. We don't know that. We don't know how long it took to get everything going and circulating in the universe, and then there was night and day. We have no earthly idea. So if there is a God, doesn't it stand to reason that his day could have been 1 million years long? Just saying. Okay? When it comes to gods, we put our own spin on it, folks. Do not think that we don't. If we didn't, there would be one religion that we all believed in. There would be one God that we all believed in. But there is not. There are dozens. Okay? So that means that if there was this one central religion right here, this one central God, and somebody didn't like part of it, well, I don't really believe that. I kind of believe this. Oh, you 10 people believe too? Come follow me. We're going to start our own religion. We're close to that religion. We just don't believe some of it because it doesn't suit our purpose. So yeah, now we're our own religion. And then within that group, yeah, but that third thing you said? Ain't buying it. Sorry. I think if there was a God, he would say this, this, and this. Oh, you five people believe that? Yeah, that's our God. You see what I'm saying? There's 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 man mixed in with the making of religions. Okay, it all depends on where you are in the world and what you grew up with as to who your God is. Okay, and then Steve Allen said, if there is a God, the phrase that must disgust him most is holy war. Yeah, I would tend to agree with that because when you started with that one religion, whatever God there was that was overlooking that, and all these branches started, all these houses of God started appearing everywhere with followers. You know, um, this one decided that it didn't like this one. Our God is bigger than your God. We're right, you're wrong, and we're gonna fight about it. Now, it would have been okay if just the armies fought about it, but they didn't. They drag children and families and other countries and innocent people into it that don't even want to be in it, that don't believe what either of y'all believe, and they pay the price. Because your God is bigger than their God. You're right, they're wrong. Okay? Now, then you get to the kind of the third aspect of this. Uh, they don't people that don't believe really the science behind it. They don't really care about the science behind it, and they don't really care about the God aspect of it either. Um, I mean, they. I don't know if they believe in anything, honestly. Um, Not so much. I mean, there are scientific people who believe in God. There are religious people who love science. I'm not saying the two can't meet in the middle, but there are some people that I don't really believe. Yeah, okay, whatever the science says, but I don't believe, not because of the science. I just don't believe in a God. Of any kind. And I will let you do your own research, but I'm telling you, folks, there are some just strange, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way, because it's just foreign to me. There are some strange religions, but there seem to be, if you go back and you really do your research and you look into the stories behind the religions, behind how their version of creation and their version of God, there are a lot of stories in common. Like, if you are a Christian, you believe that there was a great flood and Noah and all that. The flood shows up that destroyed the world. It shows up in more than one religion. There are a lot of stories that show up in more than one religion. And, believe it or not, there is scientific proof that kind of supports there was huge floods at some point. I've seen the documentaries. You probably have too. So I guess what my point is the sun goes down in my little new universe here that I am the creator of. I guess this is one thing I've never done. I've never pushed religion on my kids. I've never told them you have to believe this because I believe it. I have always left the question of God and a religion to my kids. If there is a God and you want to believe in him, how you do that needs to come from you, not me. You need to just make that journey on your own. It cannot be taught to you. It cannot be shoved down your throat. You need to find it, experience it on your own. And if there is a God that makes himself known to you, of your understanding, that's the path you need to follow, not my path, not what I believe. So as the sun goes down, I'm sure this was a touchy subject. I hope I presented it well, and didn't step on too many toes in the process. Tell me your thoughts. Um, you know, what you think of, just in general, a God, not a religion, but a God. All right. I'll see you next time, and thank you for your understanding. And as the sun sets very beautifully, I will see you next time. But for right now, I'm so out of here. Later, everybody.